What's up, guys? Welcome back to today's episode of The Sports Sermon. We are brought to you by Scooch, the most functional phone case on the market. Check out ScoochCase.com to get yours today and use the code SPORTS18, sports with a Z, of course, to get a 10% discount on your order. Stay tuned till the end for a special Scooch giveaway as well. But now, today's episode. Welcome back inside to the Sports Sermon. I am Jason Gandhi. Today I am joined by Dylan Staggy as we break down the Central Division. Today specifically is the Cleveland Cavaliers. If you're interested in seeing the other Central Division, or as of right now we only have the other division, the only division we have left is the Southeast Division. Go check out both of those in our playlist, which is on YouTube. But let's get into the Cleveland Cavaliers. Obviously, the biggest move for the Cavs was LeBron James leaving in free agency. They draft Colin Sexton, and they just have a lot of money tied up. Dylan, my first question for you is, what are the next moves for the Cavs now that LeBron James is gone?
I mean, for the Cavs, you just got to bring out the tanks for this season and try to stay under the luxury tax as much as possible, because what's the point in paying a luxury tax for a team that's not going to make the playoffs? That's going to be hard, though, because a lot of teams do not have money anymore to try and take on these contracts that the Cavs have left over from their championship core. And I think the first step to doing this is shopping Kevin Love. After this year, he has a player option for 2019 and 2020. No word on whether he will exercise that right now. It's for $25 million, so I would say probably a 50-50 chance on that. But if he leaves in free agency, you don't want to get nothing for him. So I think you've got to start to bring out the tanks and try to shop Kevin Love to a contender.
Is this a situation for you where you think Kevin Love has to be traded, or just like you wait and see?
I mean, I think it would make sense to trade him as soon as you can, because, I mean, the more games you could lose this year, the higher your draft pick will be if you're the Cavs. And, I mean, Kevin Love, like, you have to trade him by the trade deadline, or you may never get anything for him. So
I guess maybe a better way of asking it is, like, do you think that in order, like, this has to be traded, like, no matter what, you don't wait for great value? Like, if you can get it, you take whatever you can get and roll with it, kind of like what Spurs do with Kawhi? Or do you think there is a certain amount of patience you have?
I think you can have patience a little bit with the situation. But I think you have to just make sure you can get something for him.
Okay. I like that. Yeah, for me, I just think you have to develop and rebuild. I mean, we kind of say the same things. I didn't really even mention Kevin Love. I think he's kind of just, if a trade comes, cool. If not, you're fine with him. You hope Sexton can ball alongside Clarkson and Nance. Also, I'm higher on Rodney Hood than others. I think he should be a part of this. You just got to restart and start building through the draft until, Bronny comes, and then LeBron comes back for his third time, and they win a few more championships.
Yeah, you got to trade up for that first pick.
I definitely think if I'm Dan, I guess Dan Gilbert sucks. If I'm Kobe Altman, you just start looking 2 years ahead. Like, all right, this is the year Bronny's going to be there. Let's tank, get that first pick, draft Bronny. Like, why would teams not do that? You get LeBron.
Even if he's the 20th best prospect, just take
draft him because you get LeBron then. Like, you are getting the best player in the world, guaranteed. There's no way like he doesn't go there. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's actually not a bad strategy for the Cavs, for the Kings, for all those teams that are like, going to be bad for a while. Start looking 4 years in advance. When can we get that number one pick? For sure.
Interesting strategy.
I like it. All right. The Cavs have a lot of money committed. What pieces would you keep, and what would you try to move on from?
See, I think you bring back Hood, Rodney Hood. You try to get him. They have not signed him as of yet. Still a restricted free agent. And try to get him locked up for longer than a 1 year deal. Obviously, he's going to want a 1 year deal so he can re-enter the market next year when there's going to be a lot more money and a lot more long-term deals. But if you are the Cavs, you're going to try. I would try to bring him back on a longer-term deal now, because he is only 25. And he could definitely be a part of the future. I think also you want to try to keep Jordan Clarkson and Larry Nance, just because those guys are younger. And, again, you can try to – those could be pieces for a future core that they can try to build.
So just Clarkson, Nance, and Hood?
I think those are the main guys. I mean,
Okay.
You look at guys like Cedi Osman, Zizic, those two guys, I think, too, you might as well bring them back because they're so young and under contract. I wouldn't be looking to trade those guys. But like I said earlier, you should try to trade Kevin Love and then try your best with JR, George Hill, Tristan Thompson, those older guys as a part of their core. They just really have no use for them anymore, and I would try to get them off the books, and if you can get any value for them at all, I would try to take it.
Yeah, I mean, you really are taking everything that I'm saying. It's funny. I'd keep Sexton, Nance, Osman, Hood, and then Clarkson if possible. I think Cedi Osman, Rodney Hood, and Jordan Clarkson are guys that you might have to trade in order to get rid of guys like George Hill, J.R. Smith, Tristan Thompson, Ante Zizic, another guy that I'm fine trading if it helps get one of the other guys along, because no one's going to want J.R. Smith for a second-round pick. You're not paying that contract for nothing. Not many teams have that kind of cap space, at least this year.
You look at next year, it might be a more interesting thing to try because all of those contracts are expiring after the 2019-2020 season.
Yep.
And
all the teams are going to have cap space.
Yeah.
So
JR is going to be a more valuable deal as a expiring contract. Same thing with George Hill. It's basically not even guaranteed that he'll be on the team, any team in 2019-20.
You don't think he gets another contract?
No, I think he gets another contract, but I'm saying not on this contract. The Cavs will waive him because he only has guaranteed of $1 million. Tristan Thompson too. I think you might have to wait till next offseason to move those guys, but I think you got to try to get as much value as you can for them.
Yeah, I don't know. I worry about trying to get rid of these guys now because I don't think it's worth giving up Colin Sexton or giving up Larry Nance to get rid of J.R. Smith. Like, part of me says, like, keep it.
Yeah.
Like,
I wouldn't do
they're
that
not
either.
paying the tax right now. They're under the tax level right now. So keep it. Like, just don't make any more moves is what I would do, is just pay the money. And then next year, like, you made that great point of how they're going to be expiring contracts and teams are going to have cap space. So then I think it's a next year problem, personally.
Yeah, and I mean, if I wouldn't worry too much about having a ton of cap space for the Cavs because, like, they're not going to.
Kyrie Irving's not coming back.
Yeah,
let's just say that.
They're not going to be. I wouldn't see any free agent really trying to go there. So I think when you do try to move these guys, if you can, look for draft stock. Maybe teams trying to get rid of their other bad contract and wanting somebody with a little more value than that player. Try to get as much draft stock as you can because, I mean, the Cavs are going to have to build through the draft rather than free agency.
Yeah, I 1,000% agree with that. My last question is just, Sexton comes in, LeBron goes out. What can we expect for the Cavs next year?
I am expecting a 10 or 11 seed in the East with Kevin Love. I think if you trade him away, you're much closer to the Nets, Hawks, Magic kind of category, the bottom of the East.
You think they're that low?
Without Kevin Love, I do.
See, I said I expect 35 wins if Kevin Love's not there. If Kevin Love is there. I like Sexton a lot. I like his motor. I don't think they're a playoff team, but I think they're in the ballpark of 35 wins. I really like Colin Sexton. I think he's got a legitimate chance at Rookie of the Year. He's going to get a lot of minutes. I think he is going to have a heck of a season. Do you like Sexton?
I do like Sexton, especially for the Cavs. I think he makes a lot of sense there. And really, I mean, he can be a culture builder too because of just his great work ethic and everything that everyone said about him before the draft. I think he makes a lot of sense for the Cavs.
Yeah, what's funny is I really did not love him coming into the draft, but then once I saw him in Summer League, seeing the energy really translate at least a little bit, I do think he's going to have a long and successful career, and I think the Cavs are a perfect spot for him. All right, you got any last thoughts on the Cavs before we wrap this thing up?
Bring out the tanks.
That's
all I can say.
That's bold for a team that made it to the finals. Come on. No love?
No.
No love? You're getting rid of Kevin Love?
I mean, yeah. I mean, like, we said this before the finals started. This is probably the second worst team to make the finals. And
it's definitely top 5 if you really want to get close.
I mean, the other one was probably LeBron's 2007 team. So
shout out LeBron, taking 2 teams that are just horrible. Yeah. I mean, now he's taking LA Bron. You think Bronny is going to come to the Cavs? What do you think? 4 years down the road?
I mean, if they're up there in the draft, I think the Cavs would definitely look at drafting him to try and get LeBron back.
Does LeBron pull a LeVar Ball move and let his son only work out for the Cavs?
That'd be interesting. I mean,
right?
I think he would only... No, I don't see LeBron doing that, but...
What about, the team he's on? Only working out for the Lakers?
Maybe.
That'd be crazy. Dude, this could be, a dad and a son playing together. Obviously, it's, cool and it's up, but there could be so many little things that go on. How do you tell your son who's now your teammate, pass me the ball more? How do you, you know what I mean? All those...
You can tell... You can,
but, how does...
Anybody
but what if your son's better than you, and you're I want the ball... I don't know. I think there's a lot more than just, I'm playing with my son. That's fun. I think there are going to be chemistry issues, which sounds funny with a father. Yeah. Well, that's going to do it for the Cavs. Like I mentioned in the beginning, we're having a Scooch giveaway. Anybody that comments or subscribes until the month of July will be entered for a Scooch case for free. Check out that code, like I mentioned, Sports18, Sports, SPORTZ, 18 to get a 10% discount on ScoochCase.com. Scooch Case, that's where it's at, and you definitely want to get one. Dylan and I are both repping them right now. Definitely recommend, right, Dylan?
For sure.
Yep, that's going to do it. Thank you for listening. We'll see you guys later.